Welcome back to another lap guide. This week, we're in the Porsche Cup at Road Atlanta, which is one of my favorite combinations on iRacing. The first sector is a sequence of fast, connected corners. You have to be so committed and comfortable using all the curves. It's probably one of the most satisfying sectors in all of racing. In addition to this fast first sector, there's a long back straight that creates great drafting opportunities and leads to some fantastic racing. But because this straight is so long, we end up running lower downforce setups. So it's really easy to begin sliding the rear tires, which overheats them, reduces the amount of grip you have, and makes you more likely to slide going forward, which again reduces the grip and creates a vicious cycle. So this entire lap, I was really focused on keeping my rear tires cool. Alright, enough talking, let's go for a lap. Coming out of the final corner and onto the front straight to start our fast lap, and we're heading into turn 1 and heading into the first sector, which, as I said in the intro, is a series of fast corners that all flow together. So we're not aiming to maximize each individual corner, but we're aiming to maximize the sequence of corners. So for turn 1, we're braking just before the end of this grass on the left. And as we brake, we start to slightly initiate turn-in as well. So it's a hard brake, but trying to keep the car slightly wide initially before bringing it towards the apex, trail braking all the way into the apex, and getting on the throttle really hard just as we hit this compression here. We're not using all of the road in the exit though. We're going to keep our car to the right as we go up this hill, pointing our nose towards this pole in the distance. And as we start to come over this hill, I'm now aiming towards this tree off in the distance. And as we go over this hill, I'm going to be lifting off the throttle as well to help balance our car and prepare it for the braking zone. We come over this crest, we can see now the curbing in front of us, and we're aiming to touch our left side tires in this curbing, and we're going to begin braking just before this curbing. We're only braking to about 50% because the car is really unbalanced as we come over this crest. Down into third gear, getting hard on the throttle as soon as our right side tires are back on the ground. And again, not using all of the road on the left, keeping the car slightly to the right for this fast left-hander. We're just going to kiss the curbing on our left-hand side. In fourth gear, balancing the throttle, making sure that we're not sliding our rear tires through this left-hander. Keeping the car to the left, and we initiate turn-in right about here for this right-hander before we can even see the apex. Just a slight turn-in though. Shifting up to fifth gear, again peeling off the throttle just slightly to keep the car from sliding. And as soon as we hit this compression, we are back hard on the throttle, using all the curbing on the left, keeping our car far to the left here, setting up the braking zone for this next left-hander. Peeling off the throttle early to help settle the car as we're turning it. And then braking right about here. It's just a slight increase in brake pressure though. And then we're immediately trying to peel off to keep the car from understeering as we go into the apex. Using all the apex curbing though, and abusing this exit curbing on the right-hand side. Trusting the car, trusting the suspension. Coming into a sequence of two right-handers, so we can compromise the exit a bit on the first corner. So we're braking hard just before this white line in front of us. Down to fourth gear, trail braking all the way into the apex, down to third gear, using all of the curbing on the apex, getting on the gas hard in third gear. And as soon as I get to this right-hander, I'm looking for these 3 tire marks in front of me. And we'll start braking just after them. A gentle initial application of the brakes though. Braking all the way into the apex in second gear, getting on the gas hard at the apex and missing that apex curb, but using all of the exit curb on the left. Whew! Finally a chance to take a breath, but we're heading into the final sector and heading into a really critical chicane. You want to be braking late for the chicane, but you also want to get a great exit out of it. So as we come to this right-hand corner, we're going to be heading downhill and heading into a very special braking zone. Because there's so much compression in this braking zone, we're going to be slamming the brakes to 100%. So just before this 100 board, we slam the brakes to 100%. Look at that. That's so unique for the Porsche Cup. That almost never happens. Braking all the way down into second gear, trail braking into the apex, abusing this apex curb, and even using some of the grass on the inside. Down into second gear, keeping the car far to the left, setting up for a great exit to this right-hander, clipping our right side tires on this apex curbing on the right. Using all of the exit curbing on the left, a slight slide as we lose grip coming over this hill, but I immediately look up and aim to have the nose of my car align with this red square in front of us. As we go under this red square, I aim to have my right side tires on the inside of the seam in front of us. And as we can see the road now in front of us, I aim to turn in for the final corner just at this kink in the road in front of us. It's a slight turn in a little bit too hard, clip the apex curbing, but that's okay. We cross the line to set a 119.357. What a fun lap. Thank you all so much for watching. I really appreciate you guys. I really appreciate all the support. I hope you have a great week of racing, and I will see you guys next time.